this is something a bit different. This is a poem by Carol Ann Duffy, who is the Poet Laureate in Britain, and obviously still alive, still writing. And this particular poem, Mrs Sisyphus, comes from a collection called The World's Wife, a collection which is largely humorous but quite serious as well in some of the poems, and has a very serious point to make. The World's Wife is the view of women in the lives of famous men. What would the women have said? What would they have thought? How would they have felt? And Mrs Sisyphus is the wife of the mythical character Sisyphus, who had angered the gods in Greek mythology, and his punishment was to push a stone up a hill endlessly, and just as he was coming to the top with the stone, it would fall down to the bottom again, and he would have to start all over again. And it's seen as a metaphor for work. Work where you just have to keep on trying, and just when you think you've come to the end of something, boom, you have to start all over again. And I chose this because I think it's amusing, but I think it's a very clever poem, because she's taken the idea of work, and the word work is the very last word in the poem, but she's managed to find many, many rhyming words for work before you ever get to it. And I think it's very clever. So this is Mrs Sisyphus's story. That's him pushing the stone up the hill, the jerk. I call it a stone, it's nearer the size of a kirk. When he first started out, it just used to irk, but now it incenses me, and him, the absolute Burke. I could do something vicious to him with a dirk. Think of the perks, he says. What use is a perk, I shriek, when you haven't time to pop open a cork or go for so much as a walk in the park? He's a dork. Folks flock from miles around just to gawk. They think it's a quirk, a bit of a lark. A load of old cobblers is nearer the mark. He might as well bark at the moon. That socking stone's no sooner up than it's rolling back all the way down. And what does he say? Mustn't shirk, keen as a hawk, lean as a shark, mustn't shirk. But I lie alone in the dark, feeling like Noah's wife did when he hammered away at the ark, like Frau Johann Sebastian Bach. My voice reduced to a squawk, my smile to a twisted smirk, while up on the deepening murk of the hill, he's giving 100% and more to his work.